Alright, what's up guys? I just wanted to make a quick video on this because I think this could potentially help a couple of people. Now, as some of you may know, Blankos Block Party have just launched their latest NFT, being Pug Life, which was super sought after, had 5,000 mints and sold out in less than 2.5 minutes. Now, I just kind of wanted to have my 2 cents on this whole situation, and please do not take this as any form of financial advice whatsoever. At the end of the day, you've got to do what you think best. So, a lot of people were complaining about the initial $50 price on Pug, and they were saying it's ridiculous for 5,000 mints. I got a couple things that I kind of want to just pick apart with that. One is $50 isn't that much. Yes, it is if you don't have that much expendable income, but when you think of something like NFTs, which is usually something you would get for investment purposes, it's not that much. Secondly, you have to understand there's only 5,000, and you have to understand the state of NFTs and the state of the game. Blankos Block Party is growing massively at a fast rate, and already since I've joined, which has been about a month and a bit, the Blanko that I bought, Clown, initially at like 5,000 mints, I wasn't, when I started, is now approaching 10,000. It's sold over 5,000 mints, which isn't a lot when you consider that Pug sold out in 2 minutes. But the game is growing, which, for example, let's say Clown hits a cap of 10k, the next one might hit 20k, the next one might hit 30k on the unlimited drops, which only goes to show that the limited drops, like Pug, when there's only 5,000 of them or so, are going to fly out like hotcakes in seconds. So if you manage to grab yourself a Pug, you need to understand, A, please don't sell it on the market for something stupid like $55. You've paid $50 for it. You're selling it for $55. I think it's like, I'm going to say 15% market fee. That could be wrong, just if not, ignore that. So by the time they've taken their tax cut, you're probably going to be losing money, and it's not worth it. I can tell you now, Pug will be selling for at least a minimum of $100. You could be profiting like, I don't know, $80, $90 off doing nothing, if you just are patient. NFTs, especially when they're something like a Poppy, or just ones that have been limited, so, 5,000 mints, there's only ever going to be 5,000 of them in the game, no matter what mint you have. I'm going to just ignore the fact that, yes, if you have 1 to 100, they're going to be worth considerably more because people want the lower mints. But in general, as the game grows and this player base gets bigger and bigger and bigger, there is more of a demand for these Blankos and not enough supply. So you have to realize that these will slowly get more and more in value. They might not reach hundreds of thousands, but you might end up making, if you're really lucky, $1,000 off something you bought for $50. I bought mine on the market because the game market crashed, and unfortunately I wasn't able to buy one. So I managed to snag one up for around £67, which I think was, including tax, around $93, which is a bit of a sting considering I was really annoyed because I was supposed to get it for 50. But I know that in 6 months I'll be able to sell that for a profit. I'm quite confident with that. And before anybody buys any of these NFTs, please remember that don't just go throwing money at it thinking you're going to make money. You need to understand what you're investing in. Even down to, the accessories. I believe once they are cut off the market, that they will slowly get more and more in value. You have to understand the game is getting bigger and more players are wanting this stuff, and people out there are willing to pay a lot for something they want, which I don't think a lot of people realise. Regarding of the mint, if this Pug's floor hits, let's just say, $200, and I decide I want to sell mine at $199, someone out there might go, oh, I just want the Pug, I don't really care about the mint. Oh, $199, cheapest one, boom, I've sold mine there and then, But there are people out there that will pay exceptionally more for higher mints, which is a different story. But I'm sure you guys might understand that. It's just the same as, first come, first serve. The better number you get, the rarer it is. But even with that, there's only 5,000 in the game. So no matter what you've got, you've still got your hold on something that is very, very limited. Yes, as the game may go on, they might increase the amount in the pool that's of the limited. But again, I still think if the game is massive and the pool is still small, it's kind of it weighs itself out. Yes, the next one might be 10,000, but there might be 500,000 players by then. So you can't pick and choose your battles. But I just wanted to say that because I think a lot of people were complaining about the price and saying that 5,000 was ridiculous. Keep in mind, Pug is one of the most, now I think the second most sought after Blanko in the game. Also is, someone told me part of the story. Whether or not collectors will care about that, who knows. But it will go up. I believe it will be, I reckon I'll get mine for 250 at some point, be able to sell it. I'm hoping to sell it by Christmas and we'll see then. But just as general advice with these NFTs, yes, you can buy and sell them and make like $5 profit there and then, which is fine. If you bought 10, maybe you could flip it, make $50. Sure, if you're not interested in the long haul, that's great. But to me, that's not worth the time. I would really advise keeping these things. If it's an accessory, for example, I've bought a Pride Tail. I've got number 72 on the market. Which are going, the under 100s are going for around $300. I can use the accessories. You can play with the accessories. I don't know if a lot of people know that. So you can play with these accessories, use them in game, and then sell them later, as opposed to a Blanko that once you've unboxed it can lose value. So I just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on that because I've heard a lot of people kind of moaning about the price and the low mint, but I don't think you realize that there are a few idiots, I will be honest, but no one's gonna go and buy this Blanko for $50 and then sell it for 35. No one's gonna sell it less than what they bought it for. If you've bought this Blanko for 50 and you've sold it for 100, the person who bought it for 100 is likely either gonna do one of three things: open it and play with it, hold it and try and sell it for more than $100, or they're gonna, I don't know what the third was, but you get the idea. They're either trying to hold it or they're going to play with it. So they're even going to try and make money off you, which means that at some point they're going to sell it more than $100, which is going to go up and up and up. And at that point, once the market hits a really expensive cap, you have to look at how many are in the game and people aren't wanting to sell it or they've already opened it. And once, let's just say the floor hits 1,000, people aren't going to be selling it for less than 1,000 because they know people will buy it for like $1,000. This is just a very extreme generalization. But I just kind of I'm new to NFTs and I kind of wanted to share my insight to some people because I find it very silly personally. Even if you just bought one of this Pug, I don't think it was a bad idea. A lot of people bought a handful and they're like, oh, I regret it. Why? Because 6 months, I can tell you'll be able to double your money on what you spent easily. Minimum. I believe minimum. Because once the noobs and once the idiots have been cleared out, I believe the floor for Pug could be about £100. But we have to realise it does take time for this to happen. As new players come in, current state of the game, I think only like UK, USA, Canada, and I don't know, a few other countries that actually have access to the marketplace. So there is a massive flood of Blankos that aren't yet on the market, which will impact prices. But again, when it comes to players, they'll set their prices and whatnot. So I just kind of wanted to let you guys see what you think with that bit of information, because when the next drop comes, sure, I'll be coming to get it. Don't get me wrong, I'm probably not going to try and get myself like 16. I couldn't afford that. But for what might cost me $50 now, I could sell in 3 months, like I say, for $300 for doing nothing, but just being patient. And I've made $150 just by sitting and being patient, and if you do have extra cash and you can buy more and more of these different Blankos and kind of work your way, you can turn it into a business. It's kind of just buying and selling. But again, this isn't financial information. This is just my insight and tips and things that I've come across that people seem to not quite understand. But anyway, I want you guys to leave your comments and see what you think, because I personally don't really like Pug. It's not something that I'm like over the moon about. I really, really hope I get a chance to get Nikki Davis's drops, who made the Rogaru, Bullseye, and a couple, I think I don't know if that's it. It might make a couple more, but they're like two of my favorite Blankos. And I wish that maybe I'd be around for another drop of that. And that's something that I would buy because it's something I like. So again, on top of that, there are loads of people out there that really, really, really like Pug. I don't. I think Pug's ugly, if you ask me. It's the same with Clown. I only have interest in selling it. And that's my opinion. Different players in this game have different priorities, whether it be buying and selling, buying because they like it. You have to understand and appreciate that. But let me know what you think. Did you get a Pug? And if you did, what mint did you get? Like I say, unfortunately, I didn't. I had to buy one. And I got like 1,600. But I've got one. I'm happy. I'm content. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I don't want this to drag on too long. I just kind of wanted to talk about some bits and bobs. But this is my first video regarding Blankos. I am going to try and make some more Blankos content. Let me know what you think. I want to know what you guys are doing in the community and what you think about the NFT portion of the game. I will see you guys in the next Blanko drop, and hopefully this time we'll get one. Who knows? Peace out, guys.